Hello everyone, I'm Adam. I'm one of the Young Leader coordinators with Hampshire Scouts, and today we are going to be talking you through the Young Leader scheme from an adult's perspective.
Hi, I'm Finn. I'm one of the young leader coordinators as well.
So the aims of today is to understand who can be an Explorer Scout Young Leader, understand who can help as a young leader with DOV or goal guiding, know the best practice guidelines when working with young leaders, understand how the Young Leader scheme works, including the training and awards available. Describe how you can support young leaders to get the most out of their placement. Know how what additional support is available to you and your young leaders, and understand how best to support your young leaders.
Okay, so who can be a young leader? So, in a nutshell, young leaders are young people of Explorer Scout age who help lead the younger sections. They're supported by leaders of that section, so you, and by leaders in each district who look after all leaders. That might be you as well. They can work towards the Young Leader Award, completing training and missions they go.
So our first type of young leader is an Explorer Scout young leader. An Explorer Scout can become a young leader in squirrels, beavers, cubs, or scout sections. They are members of the Young Leader Explorer unit and can access the wider Explorer Scout program, including DOV, Chief Scout Awards, and King Scout Awards. The minimum age is 13 and a half years old, and they are covered by the Scouts' personal accident and public liability insurance, covered by the HQ membership fee.
Okay, so then we have our second type of leader, which is someone who may be as a young leader through the DV or Girl Guiding Scheme. So they can be a young leader in a Squirrel Beaver Cub Scout section for the length of the volunteer section of their only. So if they're doing their bronze DV and they're doing 6 months volunteering, they can only be a volunteer for 6 months. If they wish to continue, they will need to become an Explorer Scout young leader. So that's the first type of young leader. They are not members of Scouts, so they can't take part in the wider Explorer Scout program. They can take parts in camps with the section they help. The minimum age for being a DV/slash Girl Guiding Young Leader is 14. They are covered by the Scout Solution Public Liability Insurance. Personal accident insurance can be purchased by groups for non-members.
So the Young Leader Scheme. So the Young Leader Scheme is made up of 11 training modules, including first aid, 4 missions to put the learning into practice. Finishing Module A is awarded with the Young Leader Badge, which is worn on the right sleeve, and the Young Leader Woggle. For each mission completed, the young leader gets a mission leaf, which are those badges that go around that center badge, and they're added around the diamond badge. When all modules and missions are completed, the young leader will get their young leader belt buckle and certificate. And the adult recognition badge is available for young leaders who have completed their scheme and become an adult volunteer, and that goes on the adult leader uniform.
Okay, so the training modules. So we have module A, which is the essentials and expectations of being a young leader. So the purpose and method of scouting. It also includes the safety, safeguarding, and the role of a young leader. We then have module B, which explores different leadership styles, when to use them, and the role of leaders. And then we have module C, which is different ways of teaching skills to younger members.
Module D is understanding behavior. It's how to promote a positive behavior, deal with difficult situations, and recognize the triggers of challenging behavior. Module E is game on, the importance of games as a program tool, different types of games, and how to run them with their section.
And then we have module F, which is making scouting accessible and inclusive. It explores different needs of members of the section and how to make adjustments to the program to take additional needs into account. And then we look at how to make a high quality program, which links into module H, which is program planning, which is how to plan a balanced program, including badges and awards, planning a section meeting, and longer term program.
Module I is what did they say? It's how to communicate effectively with your section and run youth forums. Module J is communicator, it's communication skills and how to promote these skills learned as a young leader in the future. And finally, Module K is completing the Scout First Response course as a minimum, which is equivalent to Emergency Aid Stage 4. Module K will also carry over to when they turn 18 and is only valid for 3 years, whereas all the other modules are valid for the whole time.
Okay, so now we're going to have a quick look at the different types of missions. So the missions are the leaf badges that go around the acorn badge that you get after completing module A. There's 4 different missions. So one is playing and running a minimum of 3 games with the section that they're a young leader with. At least 1 game should take place indoors and 1 outdoors. Young leaders should vary the different types of leadership styles they use and try and do at least 3 different types of games. So to complete this mission, they could run a game at the beginning or end of a section night, run a wide game on a camp, a game that ties into a badge that the section is working towards, run a game that reinforces the section learned, or any ideas subject to agreement with the young leader, or the section leader.
Which is the lead volunteer for young leaders in your district or the lead volunteer for that section. Mission 2 is run an activity. Plan and run an activity, not a game, with the section you are a volunteer with. The activity should include planning and organisation, delivery and gathering of any equipment or materials needed. To complete this mission, you could choose an activity badge to run as part of the programme, providing everything needed for the section. Run a segment of the camp programme, such as a pioneering activity or an obstacle course. Young leaders could also plan the route for a hike, initiate some team challenges, or organise and lead a campfire. Record how your section's activities count towards different badges and awards. Run an activity for the section relating to one of your own hobbies or interests, or anything else subject to agreement with your Explorer Scout leader for young leaders and the section leader.
Okay, and then we have mission 3, which is program planning. So the young leaders should ask the young people in the section for their ideas and what they want to do, capture the ideas and suggestions, see how these could be incorporated into their program, and attend and contribute to a meeting. So a section program planning meeting, a leaders meeting, or a district meeting. So to complete this mission, they could attend a section planning meeting, plan and run a meeting. U-shaped resources are helpful for this. Young leaders can also gain the U-shape award. They can probably quite easily tick off a lot of their U-shape award by being a young leader. Decide who should attend a meeting and invite them along. So this could be on a district level, a county level, or someone external from scouting. Organize and run a forum for the young people in your section, gathering their ideas and suggestions. So a pack forum, a log chew. Organize for someone to take notes, minutes, or points of action. Plan and run a forum, ensuring the young people know how they can share their ideas, and then any other ideas subject with the Explorer Scout young leader and section leader.
Lastly, we have mission 4. So mission 4 is all about delivery, taking the responsibility for organising and running part of the section's programme. This mission should include planning, organising a section of activities on a theme, delivery of those activities, and evaluation and review of the activities with the section. To complete this mission, you could plan and run a linking event with younger and older explorers, plan and run a challenge award, plan and help to run a camp, help the young person in their section to explore a particular topic or develop some specific skill over a number of sessions. You may work on any other idea subject to agreement with the section leader or the Explorer Scout leader for young leaders. Good things like this could be one of the challenge awards. So it could be you might do the outdoor challenge award over say 4 or 5 sessions. At the same time, it might be doing first aid over 3 or 4 sessions.
Okay, and then we have training information. So module A is the only mandatory module and it must be completed within 3 months of becoming a young leader. This is because it covers safety and safeguarding information, which is really important for young leaders. So we as the County Young Leader team run the following. So we run module A every month. We run a module K every 2 to 3 months. And we then module A to J is available on our e-learning page. We also run modules B to J, and occasionally we do a first aid one as well during our training weekends. Modules may also be run in districts. We really encourage districts to run their own training sessions. The county team are more than happy to support you. We have resources we can send you. There's loads of resources on the Scout website. So, and we can store all records of training, and any county training records are available by emailing us.
Um, so district young leaders will keep all records of in district. We've only got access to the Hampshire records, but please email us if you've got any questions. How does this link to top awards? DV Chief Scout Award and King Scout Award volunteering section. Young leaders can use this for their volunteering section of their DV Chief Scout Awards or King Scout Award. They need to complete Module A for the first level of the award. Further training is recommended but not required. Bronze DV or Chief Scout Award Platinum will be for 3 or 6 months. Silver DV or Chief Scout Award Diamond will be for 6 or 12 months. Gold DV or King Scout Award will be for 12 or 18 months.
Okay, so how can this link into the community and value section of the awards? So young leaders can run evenings on an international theme towards the international requirements. They can also run evenings on the promise, exploring faith. The faith activity badge for these value requirements is quite good. They can help the section get a community impact or environmental conservation badge for the community requirements, and Nights Away can count towards the Nights Away requirement. So that's Nights Away through Young Leaders and Nights Away through Explorers. So if they helped on a summer camp that was 6 days long as a young leader, then they could put down 6 days towards their Nights Away for their award.
Top tips to help support your young leader. So top tips when working with young leaders: welcome them, try to meet the young leader before they start, introduce them to the other leaders and young people in the section, get to know them. Have they been in Scouts? If so, how long have they been through the sections they're helping with? Why do they want to be a young leader? Do they have any experience of working with young people or leading activities? What are their hobbies or interests? And are they working towards their top awards?
Encourage them to get stuck in. They're not there to make juice or tea any more than any other leader. Keep them in the loop so they have time to prepare and so they know what's happening. They could, with your advice and support, help run games and eventually activities and badges, and that goes towards several of the missions. Open and close the meeting, plan and run youth forums to support program planning, again goes towards another mission. Help with websites or social media, run sessions on topics that interest them, talk to young people about their experiences, attend residential trips and camps.
Help with completing their missions and top awards. So talk to them about their training and their missions. Invite them to program planning meetings. Support them in completing their missions. Missions can be signed off by the section team in consultant with the young leader team in your district. Be mindful of exams. Discuss a flexible approach during exams. They might come along when they can around exams. Keep in touch about what is going on each week.
So when they get to 18, talk to them about the roles they can undertake. Example, section team member. They can start their DBS before their 18th birthday. Discuss the training requirements for the role. Remember, the training can be used with the adult training scheme, so first aid. Award the adult recognition badge if they've completed the scheme. And if you need any support, talk to your group team leader, young leader team leader, or the county young leader team.
So some frequently asked questions. So safety and safeguarding, safeguarding and safety awareness. All young leaders should be given an orange card when starting Module A, must be completed within 3 months of starting. In-touch arrangements and awareness of medical issues or additional needs should be in place for all young leaders. Nights away and sleeping accommodations. Young leaders should have their own sleeping accommodations. They should not share with adults or young people within the section.
Ratios in young leaders. Young leaders do not count in the ratio of adults to young people. They are not to be included in the ratio themselves. It is recommended that there are no more than 3 young leaders in a section to allow them to develop and complete their missions. This depends on the number of young people and adults helping. It might be possible for young leaders to share a role every other week.
Administration, who pays the membership fee for young leaders. If the young leader also attends an Explorer unit, it's recommended that the unit pays their membership fee for their subscription. If they are only an Explorer Scout young leader, then the Scout group should include them in their census and pay their membership fee. Adult volunteers shouldn't pay, so why should young leaders? Placement agreements. A placement agreement template is available, which can help clarify responsibilities when placing a young leader. If you'd like that, you can email us at young.leaders@Hampshire Scouts, or you can speak to the team leader in your district for young leaders.
Identities as young leaders. Uniform. Explorer Scout young leaders wear the Explorer Scout uniform, often with their group neckerchief, or they can wear their Explorer necker. DOV young leaders do not wear uniform. Girl Guiding young leaders can wear their guide uniform if they wish. Helping with a young leader's old scout troop. The troop needs to adapt to their new role as a young leader. So ideally, there should be a 6 to 12 month gap between leaving the troop and returning a young leader. They could help with another section in that time and allows them to complete some of their training modules and gain a bit of experience before going back to their old scout troop.
So why have a young leader? Young leaders can have a better understanding of what your young people want and bring a new outlook to scouting in your section/group. They can make sessions more youth-led, and they're closer in age to the young people, making them easier to talk to than an adult leader if the young people have any issues or concerns.
Decisions you may have to make. So you have the assistance of the GSL, Explorer Scout Young Leader, or Desk, may have to make some decisions when it comes to working with a young leader. Will they come on camp? Max number of young leaders you'll have in the section. If you'll pay their capitation, will you give them stage badges so that they help your young people achieve?
Support for you and your young leaders. Most districts will have an Explorer Scout team leader or desk who can provide advice and support for your young leaders. The county young leader team can also provide advice and support by emailing us at young.leaders@hampshirescouts.org.uk.
Okay, so
Key
key links. So our email is young.leaders@hampshirescouts.org.uk. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to us. You can go to your district team lead first, but we're always happy to answer your questions. Our website's there as well, and the Scout website, which explains massively in depth on how to support young leaders, lots of information on how to support young leaders, all the information about capitation, uniform, safeguarding, all sorts like that. If it's the first time you've had a young leader in your section, it might be useful to have a browse for it because there is some quite useful information in there. And just remember that every young leader is different. While these may work for some young leaders, they will not work with all. Make sure to talk with your young leader to understand how best you can help them and support them.
The other thing to note, if you're struggling to get in contact with your young leader team lead in your district, we have a contacts page on our young leaders website for the Hampshire Scout Young Leader website, which has got all of the district's contacts in Hampshire. Um, um, so that's everything. Thank you very much for listening to our young leader scheme for adult leaders. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to email us or speak to your district leaders. But again, just remember to speak to your Explorer Scout young leader